Hello and welcome to Car Dealer Live. My name is James Batchelor and thank you very much for joining us. Now, on the show today, we're speaking to James Vaughan and Ben Mitchell, founders of Trade to Trade, and they join me now. Hello, the pair of you.
Hi there.
Hi there, how you doing? You okay?
How you doing, James? You all right?
I'm very well indeed. Absolute pleasure to have you on the show.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah,
well, it's going to be nice to actually find out a little bit more about the business. Now, it's a business I've heard quite a little bit about, but there will be some people watching this who may not have heard of you. So, a typical general question to start things off: what is the business, and how did it all start?
Right. Business. I'll let Ben explain what the business is, and I'll tell you how it started.
Brilliant.
So the business is basically a secure, friendly environment for traders being able to buy and sell the stock through a community, as well as a Facebook page that has been going now for nearly 2 years.
3 years.
Sorry, nearly 3 years now. Yeah. So just coming up to 2.5 years, 3 years. So and it is basically a chance that people can look and search for the vehicles that they want, which is right in front of them. When they might be scrolling through Facebook, people can buy, look for stock, sell stock as well, very, very easily. How Facebook works, it's typically very easy to do that. So it's the simplicity of it really that's made it a success.
Yeah. And how did it all come about, James?
Right. Well, as most of our harebrained and great ideas come about, we were out having a drink, shall we say, one night after having a decent week selling cars. We at the time we both have our own individual car pictures, basically, and we were talking about not being able to. We only had a handful of dealers that we could sell our part exchanges to. So after a couple of pints, right, well, maybe we should set up a small community on Facebook. So I went home and basically set up the page and started inviting a few people we knew. It slowly progressed. There was a few hundred, and then literally out of nowhere we hit 1,000, and it just snowballed from there. People were talking about, people on other groups started talking about us. We maintained a certain level of respect between all the dealers, so we were very careful who we allowed on. We checked as many people as possible, but I mean, now we're on nearly 9,000 members on the Facebook group. So we slowly realized that there was a few vital flaws with the Facebook group and the sort of way that it came across on Facebook. We were getting nearly at the time, I think we were on 4,000 when we decided to build the app. We were getting about 100 posts a day. So within minutes, your posts were just slipping down the page. So we decided to develop an app, which was in development for about a year and a half, wasn't it?
Yeah. So the app was in development for a year, and then we were just going, as we were in the middle of lockdown. Yeah,
we're going to launch.
The app developer came to us and said, "Look, we've had a few cancellations in terms of other projects that we can get done, so we can fully man your development of the app." And they decided that this basically accelerated the process, which meant that we could launch it pretty much right in the middle of lockdown, which we did have a captive audience at the time. So it was really progressing from this idea of the page being somewhere where people could look for stock, sell stock, also have a sort of a nice community on there as well. So people were making, friends, acquaintances from up and down the country, as far as Cornwall down south, right up to Scotland in the north. So there was a lot of things happening, and a lot of people sort of general chat, advice on there, as well as sort of buying and selling cars. People were getting friendly with one another, having a crack, having a laugh, and it was real. It was the community that was building up that was
took some monitoring.
Well. Yeah, we have to monitor it. can be a lot of dramas after, especially if a few of the lads have had a pint on a Saturday night. But you know, so that's how we monitor it. But you know, on the whole, it was great. And like James says, we quickly became aware that we couldn't. We needed it to be a different platform as well as the Facebook platform.
More unified, uniformed. Sorry.
We needed uniform adverts, which the app provides. But also as well, it was getting to the point where it was just impossible for us to be able to do everything that we wanted to do on the page without it going to something else. You know, we wanted to verify that people were dealing with definite traders. So the app allows us to do that, because people that we have subscribed, we ask them to verify that they're definitely motor traders. This gives that a little bit of insurance as to other motor traders that they are dealing with bona fide traders, and there aren't any retail customers that have sneaked on there. We've had issues. We've had one or two issues in the past sneak through, and we've had to, you know, take action against that situation. But we're quite good at that. So yeah, that's how we built it. We feel that we've got the confidence and the trust of the members of the page. That, bearing in mind we built it up, you know, we've managed to get it to where it is now. So there's obviously, we're doing something right. But yeah, we feel that they trust us now.
I'm on my fifth divorce.
James is on his fifth divorce from the same woman.
Yeah.
But no, I think we're doing okay. It is incredibly time consuming for us. Another reason why we built the app. I mean, we're busier than we've ever been now, even with the app that's been launched. But I wake up with my kids at 6:30 in the morning, and I'm approving posts, allowing posts to go lives on the page. You know, I'll wake up to 30 or 40 posts that need to be to go live. So, you know, the numbers we're talking about is amazing. I mean, we in the heights of lockdown, we got up to 98,000 posts, comments, and reactions in 28 days.
That's incredible.
So we realised obviously how much interaction we were getting. We've sort of we've leveled out a little bit now, probably between 50 and 60,000 post comments and reactions, as well as everything else. But that part of that reason is because a lot of the app, a lot of business is done directly through the app now. So that obviously means that there is a little less reactions on the page itself.
The app itself is going to its fourth month, and we've got all the figures that we know, all the cars that are sold, and through the app we've placed over 3,000 vehicles in those 4 months.
That's incredible. I mean, that you know, in the industry in which we work in, that's a phenomenal amount of cars to be shifting, especially during a time where the industry, in many ways, ground to a halt, isn't it?
Yeah.
And there's no fees on those cars that have been placed either. Just
so what we're finding is that people have the luxury of being able to sell stock, buy stock, whilst watching Coronation Street on the sofa with the missus, because you know there might be inevitably I have to watch programs I don't want to watch because the missus wants to watch them, so I'll just sit on Facebook, you know, buy stock, or I've bought a nice little bit of stock there, or I've sold a nice bit of stock. You know, it's perfect. The platform that Facebook provides us with, and we're under no illusions that's the basis of the success of the business is Facebook, and we understand that. But it's how we've utilised it, it's how we've nurtured it, and everything else like that. You know, and it's taken a lot of effort. Like I say, it's been very, very time consuming. But we feel like we get guys contacting us. Thank you very much. You know, even before we launched the app, you know, there were lads on there that were sending us cases of champagne just to say thank you. You know, we were just like, look, you've changed my business. You know, we don't go to auctions anymore. We don't buy anywhere, or we don't sell from anywhere else apart from your page. And that was, it's always nice to hear that, because it doesn't matter then how much effort you put in it, as long as, you know, you're getting the results and you're providing the service that you hope that you're providing.
Yeah.
So it, you know, and the community and the platform, it's been great.
So just take me through. Let's just talk about the app. So take me through the sort of the mechanicals of it. People download it, they create an account, and then do they pay for the listings? How does the business side of it work?
Right. Yeah. So at the moment, there's you get a 28-day, 3-month. First month is a free trial, 28 days, well, whatever.
Yeah.
But so it's a month free. You decide, well, obviously you sign up, all your details on. You then, so you signed up for the month. You can cancel at any time during that month. And then you're set and you're ready to go. So what you then do is there's number plates, registration search.
Yeah.
I'll let you carry on with that.
Do you want to know? Well, basically, so you free trial period, and then on day 31, you'll be charged a monthly fee, which is $29.99. You can buy and sell as many cars as you want. Well, our app works, it's linked into the DVLA search. So basically, you pop in a registration number. It will then populate all the details of the car, how many owners its car's had. Then you add your pictures. You can add, we're up to 100
description,
now. Yeah. Up to 100 pictures of the car. You can now add a video, and also I think it's 250 characters in the description. Then, so then it'll go to the app. The app, exclusive members get priority over all the listings, because we've got a lot of main dealers on there that don't want to be on the page, etc. So they just stay on the app. Unless you're linked to Facebook, then the adverts will then be populated to Facebook, the Facebook page, within 30 to 40 minutes.
Right.
By our posting method that we've just built into the new version. Now we're actually on version 10 of the app. We're committed to reinvesting all the money that comes into the app, so we're ever making it better. When we listen to what our members say, they ask for certain things, it goes on to the next. If we think it's a viable addition to the app, then it goes on to the next, basically the next version.
We're forever, basically, the app, we realised straight away that we got the app as we wanted it to. We thought we wanted it to launch as, knowing that we were going to have to reinvest and add to it all the time. So that was something that we knew straight away. So really, the version of the app on how it is now is significantly different to how it was actually launched. We're always listening to ideas, suggestions from other members. So we're always trying to improve it with that in mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if I were a dealer and I posted some cars on there, is it down to me to with the other dealer? Is it down to me to sort out the payment and the delivery of the cars?
That's right. So we're literally the middleman. We're putting the buyer and the seller together. Just like any other platform there is out there, in a very, very similar way. So you can, they do deal with each other directly. Obviously, there's details on there so that people can phone one another.
We have a click to call option.
Very
big, very popular.
So you can call people straight away on the app. So the guys have the thing. We can recommend transport companies. A lot of the lads we've got on the page at the moment. We've also got a transport section, so we can recommend trustworthy transporters because they're different between different sides of the country. So obviously there's Scottish lads that bring down vehicles, and then and vice versa. So we try and have the solution for most people on there.
Yeah, and it sounds a tremendous success. And I think listening to you, I think one of the main reasons for the success of it is because it was born out of two guys coming up with a simple idea in a social environment, and you've translated that digitally, and you've kept that social environment going. And the basis of that is Facebook, which, as we all know, is a very social environment, isn't it?
That's right, yeah.
And it's clear that that's been a huge success. It's the whole social community side to it.
it was always about the community. It was all, and we although we were always wanting to, we needed the page to evolve to the app. There was no way around it. In order to make the page better, it had to go onto something. It had to go onto a platform that we could manipulate more into a trade, a motor vehicle trade platform. Yeah. There wasn't enough. There's not enough options with Facebook in order to be able to do it solely on there.
It makes the process.
But the main thing for us is even though we were always going, it was great to build the app to make it all better. We'll never move away from the community of the page, because that's the lifeblood of it all. Yeah. That's and we can communicate directly with our members. We're not sending emails out, we're sending messages out that ultimately people get very, very quickly, because a lot of people are on Facebook all the time, so it's easy for us to communicate with the community.
We did a lot of lives during, I did a lot of lives during the lockdown, didn't I, Ben?
Yeah, you did. You were fantastic at lives.
You can do my job if you like.
Oh, no, you're okay. So we like I say, it's about the community and facilitate the app. Basically, facilitates everything that we built within the community and makes things a lot more streamlined. The best deals are done on the app. They are the fastest deals. Because of the delay from the app to the page, basically, when an advert goes to the page numerous times, more often than not, someone will say, "Oh, I'll have that," and the seller will say, "Sorry, it's already sold within seconds on the app." Cars are selling very, very fast, and the beauty of it all is you get paid straight away. So instead of sending your cars off to auction and waiting 28 days or whatever it is, you deal direct with your buyer, and he's paying you when the car goes. That's it.
Yeah. Well,
the cycle is very fast.
Yeah, I think that's a really important point, isn't it? Because here at Car Dealer, it seems though we're talking about it all of the time. This need for dealers to get stock, because used cars at the moment are in huge short supply at the moment. Partly because of market dynamics, and also because of other factors like auction houses have been closed, or they've been running it differently compared to normal times. So this really dovetails with that need for dealers at the moment to get stock quickly, transact in a very easy way, and also have a nice time of doing it as well.
That's right. Yeah, I mean, but not only just getting stock, but also disposing of stock. So one of the reasons that was great for us at the very beginning of all this is that if we were getting part exchange vehicles that weren't suitable for us to retail, you can have 5 or 10 vehicles sat around you that you're never going to retail, taking up space, taking up money. You only need, you've got 10 £1,000 car, you've got 10 grand that could be earning your money elsewhere. So the beauty of it is, right, that car's coming today, take a picture of it, boom, 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 quick description, into the app goes onto Facebook, and there you go. The biggest complaint we have really is off the back of the success of how good the app is and how good the page is, because the majority of people moan that they're not quick enough to buy the stock that they want, and by the time they've gone to it, they've gone, someone else has said, sorry, sold. And it literally can happen very, very quickly. So we're trying to, there's lots of different ways that we're trying to facilitate lots of different people. Sorry about that. We're trying to facilitate lots of different types of people within the app, just to try and keep everybody happy, basically.
Yeah.
And that's easier said than done sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's quite a nice complaint to have, though, isn't it? The things are selling quickly.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Yeah, I mean, we send posts live onto the page, because we still have to authorize quite a few posts going through live, and we know straight away that'll sell within seconds, and that'll sell within seconds, right? That'll sell very quickly, and lo and behold, they will do, you know. And it's just, you know, we have people saying, look, I sit on the app all day, or I sit on Facebook all day, waiting for stock to come up, and I see stock and then I miss it, you know. So we are trying to get ways so that, you know, it doesn't necessarily, but it's difficult, you know. If things are going to sell, they're going to sell, and then, you know, we can't quite help that.
Quite a funny story about one of the traders. He posted a selfie of himself sat in the bath, obviously top half, saying, I can't believe I've just sold 5 cars while I'm sat in the bath having a glass of wine. And that's the sort of thing.
That's what he did. He just, you know, and he says, I've just earned some money just laid in the bath, you know. So, yeah, that's it. But that's the simplicity and the ease of it. And it was very important, because it was always very easy to do that on Facebook. And it was always very important to us to make sure that the app would be the same, if not easier, which it is really easier now, because obviously information is in there just by putting the registration number on. So, it's good.
Finally, how do you and what are dealers saying to you about the marketplace at the moment? You know, there are lots of different avenues for dealers to use to buy stock and to get rid of stock as well. So how do you see the marketplace at the moment, and where do you see yourselves sitting in that marketplace?
Well, even before the auction houses closed for lockdown, we were getting a lot of feedback from people that were saying, we don't want to buy from the auction houses anymore. You know, I've had my fingers burnt too many times, or, you know, I have to travel to, I don't want to buy a vehicle without seeing it first, or, you know, so they're having to go physically to the auctions. So we noticed a change in the market, which I do believe has helped our success, is that, you know, people have looked at, they've wanted to go down a different route. You know, they want to deal with other traders, rather than the big corporations. And, you know, and let's face it, you know, auction fees have got a little out of control recently. You know, you can, you know, buy a £10,000 car and pay £500 fees, and people aren't necessarily wanting to do that anymore. And if we've just given them a different avenue in order to them not have to do that, then that's great. In terms of progressing and how we fit, well, I suppose we just carry on doing what we're doing. What will happen when the auctions reopen again, I don't know, because a lot of people are doing a lot online anyway. You know, we're not under any illusions that people are only buying and selling the stock from us, because there isn't enough stock to go around, even though there's you know, loads of vehicles that get sold through us every day. You know, so people always have to look for different options.
The stock is very diverse as well. I mean, you've got cars on there. There might be a £200 or £300 Nissan Micra, and the next thing there's a £250,000 Ferrari. So there's literally something for everybody on there.
And they are selling on there as well.
Even the Ferraris sell within minutes.
You know, there was a Ferrari on there, £150,000 one, couple of weeks ago on a Friday, and it sold within 5 minutes. You know, on a Friday evening, you know, 8 o'clock. So we know that there's lots of people that buy lots of different types of cars on there, and we're all together. You know, it's not an exclusive club. It's not a club for them or a club for those types of people. It's a club for everybody, and it's a community for everybody, and it seems to be working.
Yeah,
I think the other thing is, I mean, they've got if they need a response, if they want to ask us any questions, pretty much 20, I'll not say 3 o'clock in the morning, but probably if we got a message, we'll probably answer it. But generally, if somebody asks us any questions, we're there, we'll answer as quick as we can. There's a few of us now, we've got a good team. We're just always trying to make sure that we're there to help wherever we can.
Yeah, and the investment we'll continue making into the app, just to keep on making it the best it can be. That's all we want to do. Just keep going, keep improving it, reinvesting. We're sat here now. We've got a unit. We're building some offices. There's going to be a team of people in here that we've already employed that will be able to sort of help it grow. you know, in terms of customer service, you know, making sure the lads are looked after and the lasses are looked after, and, you know, keep going, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I do wish you the best of luck with it. It sounds an absolutely fascinating platform, and one that's clearly working. And it's nice to have a chat with people who've set something up with such vision and are clearly passionate about what they're doing. So thanks very much for talking to me today. It's been great.
Thanks, James. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Well, that's it for today's Car Dealer Live. Join us again very soon for another Car Dealer Live just like this one. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.